Hello guys and welcome back to GRAZYTV. So in today's video, I thought we would talk about things that are very mystical. Yes, mermaids. I know what you're thinking. They're fake. It's a hoax, blah blah blah. But wait, I'm going to be discussing about theories and things that you've never heard about and might change the way that you believe about mermaids. I'm also going to be talking about theories and why we haven't seen them, where they're hiding, and also USOs. Yep, not UFO, USO. Unidentified submerged objects. It's basically a UFO, but not in the sky, in the water. And yes, to go along with today's theme, very mystical mermaid, I have my little accessory, I don't know what you call this, like a pearl tiara crown thing that I have. You saw my Instagram. Y'all, I love this thing. And look at this furry little top here. It is so, I don't know, it felt very mystical, mermaidy today. And today we have a sponsor for this video. You guys know that sponsors really help out a channel, especially GRAZYTV. So thank you to Wix. You guys know having a professional website is so important, especially if you guys want to be an artist, to put up your portfolio, businesses.
And as you guys can see, I'm using the Wix editor to build my website.
Wix is a website building platform that allows you to build highly customizable, creative, and professional websites. Wix also provides many marketing tools. They have advanced drag and drop tool to create a beautiful website quickly and efficiently. They're very technologically advanced, and you guys know I'm creating my own beauty line soon. I've been talking about it forever.
So I've created my own business website with Wix.
And also putting up a lot of my future music videos, the gallery, and a lot of things that an artist needs in order to build up your portfolio. You can offer bookings, payments, blogs, forms, and hundreds of templates, as well as all-in-one management. They also offer Corbit, which is their coding platform. They have millions of users, including me.
So visit wix.com/go/GRAZYTV to create your own professional website using Wix.
Let me know if you guys have created a website with Wix, and I would love to visit and support you guys. Thank you so much to Wix, and remember to go to wix.com/go/GRAZYTV. Okay, so let's talk about mermaid. Obviously, The Little Mermaid is very Hollywoody, you know, it's like a modern version of mermaids, but I actually personally believe that there are real aquatic species out there that look half human and half fish. There's so many stories passed down from the Greek mythology, Japan history, and probably histories from your own country, especially like Europe. And every fairy tales from long time ago always have mermaids. And you guys probably know long in the ancient times, they didn't have airplanes and cars to go around different nations to talk to each other and share everything. They really kept it to themselves mostly. So during the times when you couldn't even travel around the world, how is it that different nations and cultures all have very similar stories about seeing mystical creatures? Scientists even say it's impossible to make up things in your mind unless you have experienced it or seen it before. So going to mermaids, I'm going to mainly be focusing on Alaska. Well, did you know that in Alaska there's something called the Alaskan Bermuda Triangle? It's basically similar to the Bermuda Triangle, where people go missing and they are never found. In the Alaskan Triangle, it's actually mostly untouched wilderness area with 600,000 square miles unexplored wilderness. There's so many plane crashes, hikers missing. In total, 738,000 people have gone missing. Since 2000, there was 60,000 people that went missing. About 500 to 2,000 people go missing every year. Most of them, they're found without any trace. Like, there must be something going down there. It's too strange. In 1972, a plane that had political figures just vanished without a trace, with no wreckage ever being found. Soon after this, in just a month, 50 civilian planes, 40 military aircraft, plus dozens of boats covered a search area of 32,000 square miles, but no trace of the plane, men, wreckage, and debris has ever been found, even till this day. Of course, people have blamed everything from aliens, dangerous unexplored mountains, the weather, and sometimes even energy vortexes. But in one of the theories, they also involve dangerous, evil mermaids. It is said that there is a human-like sea hybrid creature living in this triangle. It's usually said to be a she. Usually mermaids tend to be a female. They're said to have long hair, long fingers, sharp teeth, green skin, a long tail, and usually an evil killing intent. Qualupelic is another name for it. There's like this ancient story that you tell your kids in Alaskan culture that do not go near the shore because these evil mermaids will come and take your babies resources, especially take children. They're saying that these mermaids, are having to snatch humans in order for them to stay alive. There's especially many fishermen who have swore to seeing these mermaids. According to this woman, she says that she lost her husband to these evil mermaids. She believes that her husband was a victim of these mermaids who took him down and killed him inside the water. Now, it was super weird that all his belongings was just there on the boat. Like, there was no struggle, there was nothing, just he vanished. Recently, in 2004, two men were fishing when one of the men thought that they caught something. When the man tried to reel in his rod, it had a huge tug, and that's when his other partner that was in the boat saw a green webbed hand grab onto the boat. That's when the man was tugged underwater, never to be found again. Regular fish just cannot grab a man down and pull him into the water. It has to be like an extreme force. Also, a weird sign of fish being mutilated. The evidence also did not point to it being attacked by another fish. Now, I have really asked Miss Gina. If you guys don't know who Miss Gina is, I did an interview with her. She's someone that knows and experiences a lot of paranormal, a lot of ET communications, and she's someone that knows a lot about these mystical worlds. So I asked her, you know, what she thinks about the Alaskan mermaid. And Miss Gina was saying that she doesn't believe that these are actually mermaids that we know as today. She believes that these Alaskan mermaids are actually aquatic reptilians. If you guys don't know, maybe I'll do a video about it, but there's so many conspiracy theories, I guess theories about reptilians being a shapeshifter, and they actually live among us, and they usually have an evil intent. Basically, intelligent species of reptilians that kind of look like humans, who have 5 fingers, head, 2 hands, and 2 feet, that live underwater, and they usually have an evil intent, just like these Alaska mermaid stories, and they need to feed off of people in order to basically stay alive. And that might contribute to the reasons why so many people go missing without any trace, especially fishermen and people who are around the shore. Now, I know what you guys are asking. Why can't we see them? Why is there no videos? Why is there only stories? Miss Gina, which I actually really think this is a big possibility, she believes that some of these mermaids or aquatic reptilians used to be hunted down a long time ago, and they actually kind of got smarter, and they obviously did not want to be killed, so now they are not really coming up to the shore, and they have their own places deep in the oceans or deep in the lake where they rarely come up to basically be seen. It does make sense because it is a survival tactic. I mean, think about it. If we as humans were being killed, wouldn't you like hide from whatever it might be? One of the common thing about any living species, any living thing wants to survive. A living thing do not have a natural sense to want to die. So yes, you know, probably these mythical species, if they are true, they are probably hiding from us humans so we don't kill them. You guys probably know that they say only about 5 or 6% of the oceans have been discovered. So the rest of the ocean, we've never been touched. So what are we to say that some things don't even exist if we've never even touched the parts of the ocean? There's new species of aquatic animals that are being discovered every year. I mean, look at the giant octopus. They thought that it was a whole mythical creature, you know, that was not true until we discovered it. So these myths can be true. There's actually many famous explorers that have sworn to see mermaids. In 1610, a famous explorer, Richard Woodburn, wrote in his notes that he saw a mermaid swimming in St. John's Bay. The mermaid had face, eyes, nose, mouth, chin, ears, neck, and forehead that resembled a woman, but instead of hair like this, she had a long blue streaks that was supposedly kind of like hair. Her back was white and square, while her bottom was shaped like a broad hooked arrow, kind of like a fishtail. He said that it tried to come up and climb to the boat that they were in, but they got scared of this unknown creature, and basically they tried to hit it in the head, and she just swam away. Another encounter was with famous explorer John Smith. Yes, the explorer that is related to Pocahontas, but before he met Pocahontas in 1611, he documented his encounter with a woman with a fishtail with long green hair. In January 9th, 1493, Christopher Columbus, yes, the person who says he found America, reported seeing 3 mermaids near the Dominican Republic. Now, a lot of people do say in regards to Christopher Columbus's diary that they believe that he was just seeing a mantis, and that they just got confused with a woman figure and a mantis because it kind of looks like a human. I mean, that is totally possible, but I mean, I'm not sure even if they didn't discover mantis, Does that really look like a mermaid that they described? Or are we just dismissing it because we just don't want to believe in it? Now, there's also something called the Aquatic Ape Theory. There's actually a theory where people believe that we humans actually were an aquatic species at one time. I mean, our skin texture and our skin is very different to other land animals. We're able to dive very differently than other animals, walk on 2 feet. We also have layers of fat that makes us adapt to water. Holding our breath is also very easy for us. I mean, maybe some broke out to be land mammals like us today, and maybe some remained in the oceans and they evolved there as a water aquatic species. Something really odd did happen also recently in 2009. A Israeli town of Kiryat Yerim had many sightings of mermaids. Tourists and people who were seeing a lot of these mermaids said that they appeared to see a woman figure but with tails. One witness also said that they thought they saw a woman sunbathing but then quickly jumped into the water as they saw these humans coming towards her. Also, odd sightings in World War II era where Japanese soldiers have spotted something called the orang-ikan, who said that these beings are 150 centimeters tall, spikes on their spine, shoulders, and neck. They were said to have pink salmon-colored skin and a mouth that resembled a carp. Rather than having a fishtail, these creatures had long arms and frog-like legs, both which had talons at the end. One even came up onto a rock, gave them a burping, gargling noise. Maps like Perry Reese, which is one of the oldest maps that was discovered. This was actually a map drawn out before Antarctica was covered in snow, which I have no idea how supposedly these people without technological advance was able to map out a portion of the world without being able to travel everywhere. I mean, it is so mind-blowing how they were able to do this. But in this map, they also have mermaids sketched in them. Along with many other different ancient maps, there's actually mermaids in there. So why would they be drawing these things? I don't understand. Okay, so finally, let's go into the theories that if they did exist, why can't we see them and where are they hiding? Theory number 1 is unexplored parts of the ocean. So usually they live in the deep sea, rarely come up to the surface because they don't want to be killed by humans. Which does make sense because obviously they have their own ecosystem and they just have their own lives and they don't want to be discovered by humans because humans are known to capture them and probably put them in the museum, exploit them for money just because they're interesting. So if I was a mermaid, bitch, I wouldn't be coming up to the surface either. Theory 2 is that we were psychologically trained to not find them. When it's dismissed as a myth, fake hoax, we don't even go out to find it nor explore anymore, which is also very makes sense because we're trained to think that these are myth hoax. I mean, are you out there on the ocean 24/7 looking for these things? Most people are not. It is actually scientifically proven that the human brain, like, we only look for what we want, but things that we believe are not true, even if it was there, we just naturally dismiss them. Theory 3 is that they are conscious, advanced creatures who can slip in and out of dimensions. Just like many myth creatures like Loch Ness, they're able to time travel or go into parallel universes way easier than us because they're way more advanced spiritually and consciously. So us as humans, we're trained to be very like dense and like in the 3D world. These mythical creatures apparently can go in and out of time and dimensions and parallel universes, hence the reason why they usually disappear and you can't really capture them on your phone, and when you do try to go near them, they just poof disappear and you're probably gonna be like, ooh, I'm hallucinating. Theory 4, they're actually very advanced technologically, spiritually, where they have abilities to cloak themselves to be not seen to the human eye. Which leads to the next theory, the USOs, which is unidentified submerged objects. It is actually said that a lot of these UFO sightings are happening in near bodies of water. There's so many sightings of these like weird crafts going inside the ocean and out. So they're able to live inside and also out in the sky. I mean, there's so many crazy things that we are unable to explain and understand. There was actually a Commander David Fravor who came on Joe Rogan's show. He was actually a commander and he was working in a naval ship who was going to retrieve a disabled torpedo. He noticed a dark disc-shaped object in the water that emerged from the depths of the ocean, then sucked the torpedo down the ocean, never to be seen again.
It's not a submarine. You've seen submarines before. Once you see a submarine, you can't confuse it with something else. And he starts screaming through the intercom system to tell him to pull the diver up. And the diver's like a few feet from the water. And all of a sudden, he said the torpedo just got sucked down underwater and the object just descended back down into the depths.
I mean, they're very well trained to know what a submarine looks like. So the fact that they saw an unknown disc object that literally sucked down this torpedo object, man-made torpedo object, if I saw that, I would be like, oh my god, how do I explain this to the world? Because they're not gonna believe me what I just saw. I'm not saying that those USOs are controlled by mermaids, but I'm just saying, you know, it is possible. Also, the last theory, which is they do exist, and Marines, you know, like Navy ships and things that are down there that are human man-made, they're just not allowed to say that they've seen mermaids, that it's very disclosed, that it should not be known to the public. So anyway, you guys, I talked about so many theories and where they could be hiding if it was true, and so many stories by famous explorers and our culture and the ancient Greek times that always talk about mermaids, that I just don't think it's a coincidence. I would love to know, do you guys have any stories or, you know, confessions that you want to say that you saw a mermaid or any mystical creatures? Any theories that you guys think on where they're hiding and what's going on? Thank you so much for watching, and remember to go to wix.com/go/GRAZYTV, and see you in my next video. Have a magical day.